Hi there, Bamshew here. I've got the cat with me. If you can hear some purring, it's her. New Final Fantasy XVI trailer just came out. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this game. So let's watch the video and then we'll go back over it again and I'll point out a few things.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears. And Valisthea has been slowly dying. Ever since.
Not much further now.
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight. The Mother's flame now all but a flicker.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals. And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
But who shall claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of Sanbreque, where ambition is divine.
The Imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm. All shall bow before their emperor.
The Dalmekian Republic, whose fortunes shift with the desert sands.
And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap.
The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
Or the Kingdom of Waloed, indomitable in its isolation.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day. And as the fringes fade, the people flock to the mother crystals.
From a single spark, will the land ignite? In the year 860, the Imperial army will march upon Rosaria. And from the slaughter shall a new shadow rise. Fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies black as night.
Our ability to summon beasts of great might should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts.
And so I became their puppet. What makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
I'll crush him! Flay him!
It is you who shall bow to me!
Very well. Come then. Show us the strength of your will.
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning is upon you. A war of the icons.
Okay, looks pretty good, yeah? Let's go through it. I'll just turn it down a little bit. So that's Clive's family's crest, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I think it is. It's quite interesting that they show the trailer like this as like a storybook. It's quite similar to Final Fantasy XII, where you'd have like at the end of each chapter, or at certain points, Ondor would read out what's happening, basically. I wonder if that's going to have the game's going to have some sort of narrator as well. Anyway.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears. And
I mean, who they're talking about there? I mean, it's obvious that they're the villains, right? Like the godlike beings that came before. This looks like it's fallen from the sky or something. It's weird. Probably like some sort of futuristic, advanced civilization that's crumbled. Something, I don't know.
Valisthea has been slowly dying ever since.
Clive. Blue eyes, okay. Looks a bit more low poly than he's done in previous videos. His tattoo looks like an ornate greatsword crossed over with a spear. Remember like the sword, the King's Sword or whatever from Final Fantasy XII and the Treaty Blade. They look similar.
Almost further now.
We're in the middle of the Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry. No trees, no birds, and no magic.
So, a lot of English actors in this. That's a British actor. He's done all sorts of shit. I think the last thing I saw him in, I can't remember his name. He was in The Green Knight, and he played the Green Knight. He's been in like Game of Thrones as one of the Ironborn. Yeah, he's been in all sorts of stuff. I couldn't tell you his name off the top of the head, but if you showed me a picture, I'd be able to tell you it's him.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight.
Also, the dialogue is really cool because they're speaking in like an antiquated way, which is perfect. Really, it's very Matsuno-esque. It's a lot like the Ivalice games, which are all pretty good. I think that if the dialogue and the acting is, of an equal level, it's gonna be fucking sick.
The mother's flame now all but a flicker.
The mother. So who's the mother? The god.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals.
Look at the fucking like there's such high frequency detail like on all of that. That looks. I've seen some concept art of that, and it's identical. That's like kind of like Minas Tirith in a way. It's just weird.
And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
But who shall claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
Look at that. That's like Castlevania, but it's like in Final Fantasy.
Where ambition is divine.
The Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. All shall bow before their...
This guy looks sick. He's guaranteed he's secondary antagonist. He's going to be the villain up until about the halfway mark. And you realise he's just a puppet. But he's sick.
The Dalmekian Republic, whose fortune
And that's Mos Eisley. Like, couldn't tell me anything else. That is Mos Eisley all over. It just looks just the same. That shot that they've come in there, it's like that shot in the special edition New Hope where it like pans over.
fortunes shift with the desert sands.
And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what
This guy's a big boy. He's a very big boy. Not a lot of like effeminate males in it so far. Like the main character's quite, too good looking. He's very Bishonen. Is it Bishonen or Shonen? I guess I don't know. Fucking hell, don't quote me on that ever. But this guy looks like he's got all the features of like an anime villain, like strong jaw, strong nose, strong brow. He looks like Rao. He looks like Rao from HNK.
chaos it might reap.
The Iron Kingdom forged in fate.
This is the only dud for me. This area, it just looks very plain and generic. I just don't. I don't know. And even the character that they show, like the sort of druid wizard type guy, it's a bit flat.
Fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
Or the kingdom of Waloed, indomitable in its isolation.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day. And as the fringes fade, the people...
So this guy, they've announced his name. I can't remember what they've called him. But he's the icon of Odin. Sorry, the dominant of Odin. And it seems like he's Dark Element, which is, Odin's not been Dark Element for a long time in mainline Final Fantasy, to my knowledge, anyway. It's a good point actually, because you got the Holy Kingdom of Sandbreck and the blonde-haired lad that was in front of the Emperor earlier on in the trailer. He's the dominant of Bahamut. So, given it's a holy kingdom, maybe Bahamut's going to be holy element. I don't think Bahamut's been an element ever. He's always been non-element, which is really odd. But I mean, I suppose they just want to have them in competition with each other.
flock to the mother crystals.
From a single spark will the land ignite. In the year 860.
Look. So, the Duke, I think he's Duke, he gets killed by one of his own men. I didn't even twig that on any of the other trailers. I don't know if you could see it before, but yeah, he gets killed by one of his own men, so what the fuck's going on?
The Imperial army will march upon Rosé.
Off.
And from the slaughter shall a new shadow rise.
This is a bit flat as well. This just looks like the Crystal Exarch or something. I don't know. I don't know much about the Final Fantasy XIV lore, but visually it looks just like that. It's got the same aesthetics going on. Yeah, that's flat for me. I like the animation on the trees there. It's pretty cool.
To fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies black as night.
Our ability to summon beasts of great might.
So, this guy's got to be Rama's dominant. We don't know his name. I don't know if it's been announced. I haven't looked up after watching the trailer. But he's got two swords, so I'm guessing he's some sort of swordsman. Maybe he's going to be Cid. Maybe it's going to be a reference to Thunder God Cid. from FFT. That'd be cool. I don't know if they've shown it yet, but I think it's a bit later on in the trailer where you see the same two swords, and his arm has got the blight on it or whatever. Like he's infected.
Should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts.
I know he's Titan, but it's clearly a reference to Final Fantasy XV when Noctis is having the visions and he sees something just like that.
And so I became their puppet. What makes them think?
There you go. Look, them swords. He's got some sort of rot going on.
They have the right to use us, to leave us to die when our bodies are spent.
I'll crush him! Flay him!
So this is the dominant of Bahamut doing his anime scream. It seems like for them to turn into the icon, they have to have some sort of trauma. That was X-Men. That was like the start of X-Men. Very clearly. Just like 100%. So sick. It's like they've just decided, yeah, we made Devil May Cry before, and like that, you know, I've made Devil May Cry. I'm gonna turn Final Fantasy into DMC. Awesome, great idea. I really hope the game is more of an action game than an RPG. Just so it's new. Just so I've got something new to play. I hope the focus is on the action rather than stats and micromanagement. Odin's a big boy. Look at that, man. That's too sick. You know, all these icon fights, you know, you're tiny and they're massive, and you know, with the life bars so big, and that it gives it this feeling of spectacle. It's kind of like Asura's Wrath, don't you think? Like, very similar. I mean, it's very cinematic. I reckon there's going to be a lot of cutscenes mid-fight. It's possible that there's going to be quick time events. Hope not, but it's possible. But everything's very cinematic feeling. Not a bad thing, it's something new.
It is you who shall bow to me!
Very well. Come.
Yeah, that's Zantetsuken, isn't it? You can see.
Then show us the strength of your will.
Oh, I missed it.
Show us the strength of your will.
Yeah, so is that the guy from earlier? I think so. He could be Sid. He could be someone else. I don't know. I'm going to look like a right fool if he's already been announced, though. This guy, he's called Phileas von Figgington. I don't know.
Rise, ye crownless kings.
Okay.
Awakening.
So, this is very Final Fantasy 15. Even the plot seemed, and like story and everything seems very Final Fantasy 15 at the moment, like with the focus on the summoned monsters. And even the fact that Ifrit's the one that's like kind of the outcast, and the one causing all the shit. So what have we got? Can you see the mouse? Yeah. So we've got Odin down here, Titan. I think this is Bahamut, looks like Bahamut. Shiva, maybe. I don't know what's. Yeah, I can't really tell what's behind her, but Shiva. Garuda. So, Garuda and Bahamut as well. Sorry, Garuda and Odin are a thing. They've been seen in bed together, so I don't know what that's all about. But then behind all this is big. Look, it's Leviathan. If you follow, it's all snaking round. And it's strange that they haven't mentioned Leviathan. Especially in the last trailer as well, when it did the thing at the end where it announced the names of the summons as part of the song. Very odd. But yeah, it's very Final Fantasy 15. It almost seems like it's a redo. Not a redo of Final Fantasy 15, but the concept was always there to do something with the summons in a fantasy setting, like a high fantasy setting, but they applied the high fantasy setting to a modern setting in Final Fantasy 15, and you got what you got. This kind of has the same sort of thing, but instead of it being a modern setting, it's completely high fantasy. So it'll be interesting.
Is upon you.
And Ifrit wasn't part of that tapestry that I saw there, but this, I mean, that could be Ifrit and Phoenix. It's hard to say, but the wings would make me think that it's Ultima. Very similar to Ultima, but Ultima's not really a mainline Final Fantasy summon. It's an Ivalice summon. So you couldn't really put Ultima in that. It wouldn't make sense. But, I mean, we can do with the one.
A wall of the icons.
And there we go, great logo. I think it's shaping up to be alright. Other than those two duds that I mentioned, I think in general it's got a really cool premise. It looks the business. Really hope it's 60 frames per second. Really do hope that. I mean, all these videos have been 30. I mean, I didn't buy a PS5 just to fucking play a 30 FPS Final Fantasy action game. Please give me 60 FPS minimum, please. That's just what I want. 1080p if need be to get 60 FPS. I don't mind. I just want it to play well. I just want it to play really well. Be fun to play and not be laggy and sluggish and look like shit. I think the Odin character is pretty edgelordish, but I suppose he's cool as well. He kind of looks like the Duke as well. You don't think? But my overall impression is that it's going to be like a combination of cinematic storytelling, like Asura's Wrath, mixed with some RPG elements, and then you've got Square Enix storytelling and decades of Final Fantasy know-how just thrown in, loads of fan service, loads of nostalgia. I think it'll be pretty sick. Fingers crossed. What about yous? Are you looking forward to it? I know I am. What are you? Are you not looking forward to it? Could you not give a fuck? It's Final Fantasy. Who gives a fuck? Street Fighter 6 is coming out. I'll tell you what, I'm not looking forward to Street Fighter 6. I don't give a fuck. Couldn't care less. But this looks sick. Anyway, that was just a short bit. I wanted it to be shorter, but it ended up being longer. But thanks for watching. Maybe some more videos soon. Maybe not. Don't get your hopes up. Alright, peace.